Hello, and welcome back to AI Insights Malaysia, the podcast from Digate Resources, where we connect the dots on the latest in artificial intelligence. I'm Farah.
And I'm Rizal. Wow, Farah, the AI world has been on fire this past month.
Yeah.
It feels like we've seen a year's worth of innovation packed into just a few weeks.
You're not wrong, Rizal. It's a battle of the titans. Let's start with the headline grabber. OpenAI finally took the wraps off GPT-5.
Yes, the successor to the throne. But, beyond the hype, what's actually new? Is it just GPT-4 on steroids, La?
It's more of a fundamental redesign. Think of it this way. GPT-5 has two brains.
Two brains, okay.
There's a quick, sharp one for most of your questions, and then there's a deep, deliberate, thinking brain that kicks in for complex problems. A smart manager inside decides which brain to use.
Okay, that's a clever approach, knowing when to sprint and when to run a marathon. But what does that mean for us, the users?
Two huge things. First, reliability. They claim it reduces hallucinations, making up facts, by up to 80% when it's in that deep thinking mode.
Wow, 80%.
This is a massive step towards an AI you can actually trust for serious work.
That is a game changer. The trust issue has been the biggest roadblock. So it's not just smarter, it's more honest.
Exactly. And it's also less of a people pleaser.
Okay.
They've trained it to be less sycophantic, so it acts less like a servant trying to agree with you and more like a very smart colleague.
Right.
They even give you preset personalities to choose from, like cynic or listener.
I don't know if I'm ready for a cynical AI assistant just yet, but it's fascinating that while OpenAI is perfecting its closed-off masterpiece,
Yeah.
Meta's leading a rebellion from the other side with Llama 4.
A rebellion is the perfect word for it. They've unleashed the Llama 4 herd, a family of powerful open source models. The magic here is an architecture called a mixture of experts, or MOE.
I've been hearing about MOE everywhere. Can you give us the simple version?
For sure. Imagine instead of one genius trying to know everything,
Right.
you have a committee of specialists. When a problem comes in, you only call on the relevant experts. It's incredibly efficient.
Okay.
A model like Maverick can be small enough to run on a single powerful server,
Right.
but perform like a giant.
That's a fantastic analogy, but the feature that truly blew my mind was the context window under Scout model. They're saying 10 million tokens. What does that even mean in the real world?
It's almost hard to comprehend. It means you could feed it the entire script of every episode of Friends.
Wow.
And then ask it to analyze the evolution of Ross and Rachel's relationship with specific examples across all 10 seasons. For a business, you could give it years of financial reports and ask for a deep analysis of long-term trends.
Right.
It sees the whole picture, not just a snapshot.
So we have OpenAI building a more refined, trustworthy genius behind closed doors. We have Meta arming the open source world with these hyper-efficient models that have photographic memories. Where do giants like Microsoft and Google fit into this picture?
They're fighting the war on a different front. They're focused on making AI an invisible, indispensable part of our lives.
Okay.
Microsoft is leading the charge in the workplace with Copilot. They're past the experimental phase, and now they're talking about real return on investment.
I saw those numbers. Nearly 70% of Fortune 500 companies are on board, and one telco is projecting $50 million in annual savings.
Wow.
It's no longer just about summarizing meetings. It's about fundamentally changing business operations.
Exactly. Copilot is now in PowerPoint, helping you build a narrative, not just slides.
Right.
It's in Excel, letting anyone use the power of Python with plain English. Meanwhile, Google is weaving Gemini into our personal lives, from its app on the iPhone to using AI to forecast floods and save lives.
So the theme for this month is divergence. We have the engine builders like OpenAI and Meta pushing the absolute boundaries of raw capability,
Yeah.
while the integrators like Microsoft and Google are masterfully embedding that power into the tools we use every single day.
That's it perfectly. The engines are getting more powerful than we could have imagined, trend, and the cars they power are becoming a part of our daily commute. Whether at work or at home, it's happening on both fronts, and it's happening fast.
It really is an incredible time to be watching this space. The technology is accelerating, and its impact is spreading wider and wider.
And that brings us to our closing thought for you, our listeners. Now, here's a question we'd like you to think about. As these AI systems become more integrated into our professional and personal lives,
Right.
we are effectively outsourcing parts of our thinking and creativity to them. Where do you draw the line between using AI as a powerful tool for assistance and becoming overly dependent on it for our own core skills?